So targeted individuals are people who have been selected by the deep state to undergo an experimental torture program that is coupled with organized stalking and electronic harassment. Why are they picked? I'll get into that in a moment. I'll tell you why most of them are picked and what the real reason is why people are picked to be targeted by this horrendous program and what the program really is. I can tell you that it's done mainly by MI5, CIA, NSA, FBI, and Mossad on innocent people. Central intelligence agencies within the governments of their own respective countries are targeting innocent people all across the globe. And it's done in such a way that you wouldn't actually realize that it's being done. So it's done in a way that is completely and 100% covert and secured, covered in plausible deniability. So the targets, even if they spoke out about it, they would just be seen as crazy. Or if they were to speak to anybody about it, people would not understand it, would not really get what's going on. The truth about the program is there are many facets to it, many different facets to the program, and one of the facets is the organized stalking, which is a collective group of people are hired, bribed, threatened, obtained in some way in order to harass this individual. And they harass this individual in a covert manner to mimic signs of schizophrenia within the target. This is to basically, there's different outcomes as to what a target can become, and that is either incarcerated, because they can drive the target to do all sorts of heinous crimes or mass shootings, things like that, things of this nature, or to become or to be placed into a mental asylum for the rest of their lives because they're gaslit, to be made to think they're crazy, usually often falsely diagnosed with schizophrenia and things of this nature. And the third one is, of course, they are basically driven to suicide through this harassment, because the harassment is 24/7, it's ongoing, and it doesn't stop. It's coupled with technology too. So technology is often used on a targeted individual, where the government can actually use frequency weapons on the target. It's done via satellites and cell towers, so using these waves, these beams called Tesla waves or scalar waves. They can beam into if you look at it like this, the cell towers and satellites act as modems, and the human brain acts as the computer. When the waves go into the human brain, they can decipher all the information inside the human brain, beam back to a supercomputer and decipher all that information. Then that is able to be reread in real time, so they can read your thoughts, they can see through your eyes, and they can pipe voices into your head by stimulating the cochlea. This is done usually in conjunction with the organized stalking. So, and there's often directed energy weapons being used on the target as well, which are radiation weapons or microwave weapons, done to induce states of cancer, disease, heart attacks, you name it. It can be done remotely, and it's 100% remote as well. All they need is the bioresonance of the individual, their unique DNA signature, and then they can do this to the individual with these weapons. They're frequency weapons, so you can't see them. You can't see what's happening. You can't see the harassment happening to the individual. Most of the gang stalkers don't even know that this individual is being electronically harassed. They don't know the depths of the technology themselves. Some of them do, but these are selected people who are trained to use this technology against the target individual themselves. When the gang stalking is done, it's done in a way where the individuals are smeared and told that they are presented as committed a heinous crime of some sort. This is to get the people to participate. in stalking this individual and harassing this individual with numerous different stimuli or anchors that are used against the individual. But I can't tell you that targeted individuals are picked because they're either highly intelligent people, but there's a common denominator here, and that common denominator is that they show a close relationship to God. That seems to be the common denominator with all targeted individuals, and it seems to be a very strange common denominator because it's true that targeted individuals have a very, very strong spirituality. This is because they're trying to kill off God, or actually take away a chance of a potential second coming of Jesus Christ. So these are witch hunts. These are 100% witch hunts. These are done just as the Catholic Inquisition used to do witch hunts on free-thinking men and women in order to kill them, because they thought that they came from the bloodline of Jesus Christ. This threatened the constitution of the Catholic Church. They're doing this for the same reasons. It's the same people who have been doing it for thousands of years, and they're doing it for the same reasons. They're trying to kill off God. They don't want God to be part of their agenda. They don't want God to be part of the NWO, the New World Order. They don't want God to be part of transhumanism. They want to be God themselves. So anybody who has divine intervention in their lives or shows a close connection to God in their lives automatically becomes a target. And they would smear these individuals. Just as they used to smear people as witches back in the day, they smear these individuals as prostitutes, pedophiles, all sorts of horrible criminals to get the people to participate in community stalking. Now, if you don't know what community stalking is, it's basically a huge group of people who are involved in tasking, being tasked with essentially setting the target up, or making the target appear to look crazy, basically. So they would do crazy things to the target, like constantly walk past their house, whistling. This doesn't seem odd to the outside observer looking in, but to the person who they're doing it to, who is targeted at, begins to get weirder and weirder and weirder, because they start to see this person walk past their house every single day whistling a tune, and that tune happens to be a tune that person had been listening to on the radio the night before. So they're inside the mind of the individual. They understand what the thoughts are of the individual through the technology. The technology can read the thoughts in real time. Technology can also plant voices inside the individual's head to make them mimic schizophrenia. All sorts of things can be done with this technology with frequencies. And it's coupled with frequencies. It's coupled with this. Gang stalking comes from Zertsitzung, but is now named COINTELPRO. And